Hello, hello, hello. What's up? What's up? How you doing? All right. Last night I made a video stating that about 200 companies which use a software called Kaseya were victims of a ransomware attack on July 3rd, this past July 3rd. Now, recently, it's been stated that the numbers are higher. It's up to 1,500 businesses that have been compromised by this ransomware attack. And once again, for those of you who do not know what ransomware is, it's when company networks or accounts have been hacked and a program have been placed on company networks or company files to lock and put a different password on that network or file. And the only ones who know the password to get into that, to go back into that network or that file, is whoever hacked that program or that file or that network, thus holding that information for ransom. It's almost as if, okay, if I hack inside your computer, what's going on, Sheed? If I hack into your computer, I hack into your network and put a password in your network, a new password, only I know. So now you can't get access to that network unless if I give you the password. And then I'll hold you for ransom and tell you that if you pay me this much amount of money, I'll give you the password. Then you could gain access back to your network. And this is what's going on when it comes to this mass ransomware attack. And like I said, now, according to this article that I'm reading or that I've read, up to 1,500 businesses have been compromised in this recent ransomware attack. Let me give you the link to this article is in the video description box underneath. And nonetheless, I will open up my screen share and read the article. All right, it's okay. Yeah, this article is from CNN.com, and the title says Kaseya says up to 1,500 businesses compromised in massive ransomware attack. And the article is written by Alex Marquardt, CNN Business, and the article was written today, Tuesday, July 6, 2021. All right, and it says this. It says, software vendor Kaseya says that between 800 and 1,500 businesses have been compromised by the recent ransomware attack that has ricocheted around the world. Kaseya said in a statement on Monday that approximately 50 of its direct customers were breached in the attack that began to unfold on Friday. But hundreds more companies were affected because many of Kaseya's customers provide IT services to small businesses such as restaurants and Accounting firms. Our global teams are working around the clock to get our customers back up and running, Kaseya CEO Fred Vokola said in a statement. We understand that every second they are shut down, it impacts their livelihood, which is why we're working feverishly to get this resolved. Okay. Now, let me go back to this first paragraph. Because according to this first paragraph, it states that, okay, well, like I said in the last video, the company Kaseya creates what is called network management software. And what network management software is, for those of you guys that don't know, is what the title says. It's software that oversees networks or internet networks, because, of course, most, if not all, companies, especially here in the US, utilize the internet for their daily operations. And of course, each company have their own networks or internet systems within the company for so employees can access the network and access company information. So what network management software does, it just oversees all of that. It oversees that the internet systems within each businesses is run safely, smoothly, and it makes sure that each employee is able to have access to their company networks by giving them a screen name and a password. And this specific network management software have gotten hacked. And since this specific network management software has access to the information of plenty of its clients, because remember, companies utilize these types of software for their for company information to protect their company information, right? Or to gain access to their company information. So if one is able to hack inside these network managements, the mainframe of these network management software, thus they'll have access to hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of information from other companies. And that's what these hackers did. They hacked inside this one network management software that provides network management to hundreds of other companies, got access to the networks of these companies, put in ransomware, which encrypts or locks access to these company networks. Therefore, they put a new password that employees in the company don't know, thus they don't have any, thus they no longer have access to their company's internet system. And that's what these hackers did. And these hackers are now threatening, saying, hey, they're holding these companies' internet systems for ransom and saying, hey, if we put a new password on your company networks that only we know, so we don't only ones to have access to your company networks. So, but if you pay us this couple of thousands, this couple of millions of dollars, we'll give you the password. Thus, you have access to your company's network once more. That's what this is doing. That's what they're doing. And that's crazy. But but what I'm saying is that according to what Kaseya says, 50 of its clients that use the network was hacked. But these 50 clients provide network management services to other companies. And thus, the network, the internet systems of these other companies that Kaseya's clients give services to was also hacked. So it's like a domino effect. But I'll continue reading. Okay, this third paragraph. Okay, Kaseya or Kaseya, I'll pronounce it as Kaseya. Kaseya said that it has met with U.S. government agencies, including the FBI and the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. It said it had also engaged with the White House and cybersecurity firm FireEye Mandiant. The White House on Sunday urged companies who believe their systems were compromised in the ransomware attack that targeted Kaseya to immediately report it to the Internet Crime Complaint Center. Kaseya said that it had discussed systems and network hardening requirements prior to service restoration with the FBI and Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency. The company said that a set of requirements will be posted to give our customers time to put these countermeasures in place in anticipation of a return to service on July 6th. An analysis of the malicious software by the cybersecurity firm MCSoft shows that it was created by REvil, a ransomware gang which is believed to operate out of Eastern Europe or Russia. Yeah. So allegedly, REvil is the group of hackers who hacked into the internet systems of a lot of these companies and implanted ransomware in these internet systems to lock the networks or to lock down the internet system and provide a new password for so nobody in these companies could not for nobody in these companies can no longer have access to these networks, thus threatening that if these companies don't pay this group are evil a certain amount of money, that these companies will no longer have any access to their company networks. That's crazy. CNN reported earlier Monday that REvil has demanded a $70 million payment in Bitcoin, woo, for a decryptor tool to restore the business's data. Woo, $70 million. See, this is the new crime in the world. I mean, this type of crime have been, as far as hacking has been concerned, I mean, hacking is nothing new, but this form of hacking, ransomware, is something new. It's something recent. And this is what happens when we now live in the fourth industrial revolution. Even though the fourth industrial revolution, I won't say it's a bad thing, it's a good thing, but the dark side of it is that you have a lot of more innovative hackers now find new ways to hack into systems of corporations, businesses, and even government entities. And this company says that, hey, so these companies, this group, this gang, this alleged gang, have allegedly demanded that the only way these companies will have access once again to their internet systems is if these companies pay a total of $70 million in Bitcoin to them. Shit. I'll continue reading. In an interview with Reuters on Monday, Vokola would not say whether Kaseya will pay the hackers. I'm sorry to laugh. No comment on anything to do with no comment on anything to do with negotiating with terrorists in any way, he told Reuters. Vokola also said, granted, the CEO of Kaseya, this guy, he never answered yes or no as far as whether or not he'll pay off this ransom. He just said no comment. So therefore, you don't know what decision he'll make. You don't know if he'll give in and say, you know what, this is getting too risky for my business, and I'm losing business, and even my clients are losing business every day. We might just pay it off. Or you never know if he'll just say an all-out no, and we'll fight off. Listen, in the past, I think this very same alleged gang have hacked other companies before, and other companies have given in, paid off a ransom, companies in data back. Just like the company I stated in last night's video. There's a company called Colonial Pipeline, in which a few months ago they was victims of a ransomware attack, and the company paid off the gang who implanted that ransomware software in their company's network. They paid them off in Bitcoin. I forgot the amount. I think 100,000, 150,000, somewhere around that range. So there were companies in the past who actually paid off the ransom in order to receive access to their company's information once again. So, like I said, this guy didn't give the head of Kaseya, or the CEO, did not give a firm yes or no. He just gave no comment, which means that, hey, you don't know what decision this person will make. This person might give in and pay off the ransom, or this person will say, no, we're going to fight this. You don't know. When someone says no comment, 9 times out of 10, it means that they're deciding, or they have decided yet, what they'll do as far as pay off the ransom or fight these quote unquote terrorists. But let me continue reading. Vakola also told routers he was not aware of any nationally important organizations being compromised in the attack. We're not looking at massive critical infrastructure, he said. That's not our business. We're not running AT&T's network or Verizon's 911 system. Nothing like that. Yeah, that's insane. That is insane. But now the company, I'll say the company, no. I'll say the group are evil, who's been accused of implanting this ransomware on these hundreds of companies. They're asking for a payoff of $70 million in Bitcoin, or for these companies to get their information back. That's crazy. But this is the times that we're living in, where terrorists don't have to really travel to a certain country and physically attack, a nation's monument or what have you. A terrorist can sit down behind a computer screen and just hack, company information, government information, and hold it for ransom. And something like that can have, like I said in the video last night, something like that can have an impact on a nation's economy, especially if like these ransomware or these cybersecurity gangs hacked into companies that provide products that a lot of people rely on. Like, for example, once again, I explained it in last night's video that I made about this same topic, that when it came to this company called Colonial Pipeline, what happened with Colonial Pipeline a few months ago, when they were victims of a ransomware attack, is that, of course, they had to shut down their operations for that day. And for those of you that don't know, Colonial Pipeline is an oil distribution company and one of the biggest oil distribution companies in the United States. So when they had to close down or shut down operations as a result of this ransomware attack, there was no gas that was being distributed in certain parts of the United States. And what that caused a lot of people within the Southeast US to engage in panic buying of gas. So because they feared a shortage of gas. When there's little distribution of gasoline or gas and oil, then that means that there's going to be a temporary shortage of gas, right? And there's even going to be more of a shortage when people engage in panic buying. Because if there's a shortage of something that people need, like gas for their cars, people are going to buy out of panic. So that's what happened in the Southeast. A lot of people just started massively buying gas and storing it, buying those special gas containers, utilizing them, putting gas in it and storing them wherever in their garage or something as a way of panic buying. And that caused even a more shortage in gas in the Southeast United States temporarily. So things like this, like I said, can cause a company's operation to shut down for that day, which can cause that company to not distribute its items to stores or to factories Well, I say factories. No, no, not the factories, but to stores, which then cause a temporary shortage in that product. And if it's a product that people need, that will cause an even bigger havoc. But it's crazy. It's crazy because when it comes to today's world, in today's world, our economic infrastructure relies heavily upon the internet, heavily relies upon technology. So these things can hack and can cause an effect on an economy of an entire country or several different countries. That shit is crazy. But it's just something that I think that we need to be more aware of, and we have to pay a lot of attention to this shit because you never know. This can affect your job. For those of you who works, for those you working people, or even those you entrepreneurs who rely on the internet, who maybe you have your own business, you have your own company, and your company have its own internet network and relies on that to have access to company information and to keep company information hopefully safe. This can affect you. Man, so that's insane. That's insane. And not only that, at the same time, too, because of things like this, although it can affect the employment of a lot of people, something like this can create, well, actually, will create brand new employment opportunities for others. Ironically, because it's things like this, the demand for people working in cybersecurity is high. Well, it was high for a minute, but now it's even higher. So, what you will see as a result of this is more and more demand for cybersecurity professionals. Ding, ding, ding. And that should be looked upon as a new employment opportunities for so-called black males. I'm just saying. So although this is kind of some fucked up news for a lot of companies, but that's also opportunities for a lot of people who's looking for work in the tech field. Because like I said before, stuff like this is going to tremendously increase the demand for people to work in cybersecurity. So it's just some food for thoughts for you guys. These are things that we should be focusing on instead of just sitting there crying over some damn pussy all the time. Shit. Niggas want to sit and cry over a demographic of females who is not going to change anytime soon. But yeah, you're not going to put your focus on something this important. Anyhow, I'm done speaking about this. You guys have a good day. Peace.